Hello, you all. Welcome to the channel. It's Rad, and hopefully, we're not going to have any issues tonight with the internet and the live stream. That is why hmm, I couldn't do one at Thursday. It's The issue is a bit complicated, but basically, I was denied traffic, and I didn't have enough traffic to do a live stream. This is going to be this issue for good is going to be solved at Wednesday. Godspeed. But until then, that is what I gotta. That is what that is what I have to work with. Hopefully, it's going to be enough for tonight. And what we're going to do tonight, this will be the full moon in Aries, which is taking place tomorrow, I believe. No, yeah, it's tomorrow for you, my American friends, and for Europe as well, aside from the very western part in Europe. But basically, 6th of October, 13 to midnight, the moon will become full in Aries almost halfway through the star sign at 14 degrees and 9 minutes. And the waning moon, I'm sorry. So we do have a waning moon from full moon to new moon. Will be all the way up until the 21st of October at 8:25 a.m. The moon will become full in Libra almost at the end of the transit through Libra, 28 degrees and 22 minutes. So what we're gonna have a look at today. Hey, Taco. Yasmin, welcome to the stream. Taco, welcome to the stream as well. News Devon, welcome to the stream. Hopefully, Yasmin. It was a painful month, truth be told. Very disappointed from my provider. Um, very discouraging. Yeah, it is. It is. So, the subject of tonight live stream is going to be that waning phase of the moon these couple of weeks and how that phase will affect us through the star signs. What I am usually doing and what I'm going to do tonight first, that will be the collective reading. So, what this waning moon is going to be all about, and the cards that I pre-drew, so I can use them for the thumbnail, are as follows. You can also examine them on the thumbnail if you wish to do so yourself. But the first one I drew is the Four of Cups, followed by the second one here, that will be the High Priestess. And the third one, we do have Ace of Wands. So those are the three cards, and that is how the elemental dignity stands. Those three. So this waning moon will be very humbling, for lack of better words here, because what will take place is that our current undertakings and ongoing endeavors are going to stabilize to very large extent, if not entirely, so to speak, and they will normalize. So the ups and downs that we are usually facing, the oscillation from good to worse, and so on and so forth, is going to start abating little by little until it totally normalize into the golden middle. And so what we can expect in this waning moon is our job to become very stable, love life as well to become very stable, although there is a specific case within the love life, something that will be more prominent throughout these couple of weeks. Also the friendships and so on and so forth. And for the most part, even halfway through this waning moon, we are going to end up being quite emotionally satisfied with how things are going in general in our lives, financially wise, career wise, love wise, and so on and so forth. but there is going to be a nagging feeling, and this feeling comes from that elemental dignity here. Okay, that and I struggle to explain that, so bear with me here. The feeling is going to be like there is an underlying capability which we aren't exploring right now, and striving to fulfill that feeling like that we can do more with what we are having as a means, what we're having as a resources, will seriously going to jeopardize this precious stability which we are going to accomplish throughout these couple of weeks. So while it may be true that, for example, we do have a talent we aren't using right now, or we do have some kind of a knowledge we aren't capitalizing on, or some kind of a skill that we are not utilizing on, that would be best if we do wait for that development to take place after the new moon in Libra, which is going to take place at the 26th, not the 26th, what I'm talking about. Let me open my calendar here 1 second. At the 21st. Okay. So it will be best if we wait up until that point, and at the 21st, say 9 a.m. in the morning, we can start kind of like developing these skills we're having that we're not capitalizing on, and so on and so forth. If the situation is dire, okay, the earliest we can start with them is about 18th, 19th, because and I don't know the English word for that, but basically the effect of the transit begins 3 days earlier, and it develops. So at the 18th, the new moon in Libra effect is going to start little by little to take place. And that will be, if the situation is dire, the earliest that is going to be safe for us, okay, to explore, say, these skills, talents, knowledge that we have a feeling we do possess. For the rest of the days that the moon is going to be wane, um hello Jasmine, welcome to the stream, and thank you for the 20. So for the rest of the days, we're going to be quite fulfilled and satisfied with the fruits of our labor that is concerning our ongoing undertakings. So these couple of weeks are all about keep on with the development that we are already invested in and we are already committed in, rather than to seeking on new opportunities. Although these fruits of these results, let's put it that way, are going to be a temporary results. Okay, and at the end of these couple of weeks, it will be best if we try to find a bigger reason, I would say. Not bigger reason, hold on a second. It's like I would try to explain with an example. Say you do have an ongoing deal with a client, and you're pretty satisfied with the results of that deal. Okay, and while the deal may end in the next couple of weeks, and you're pretty happy how things turned out, that doesn't have to be the last deal or with that client. Okay, so you have to seek on a additional opportunity with the same nature of the undertaking. It's a bit complicated to explain, but basically that is how the cards manifest. And the next step is always going to be bigger than the last one. So the next deal, it's always going to be bigger than the last one that it was fulfilled. And that way you are going to keep on these temporary results, keep on going. And benefit you for a very, very long time. The specific case when it comes to love, though, is that these couple of weeks, if you are single, there is a very big chance for you to find someone that simply matches. People usually name them soulmates. I refrain myself to use that term specifically, but basically it's kind of like finding or ending up with someone that will basically understand the nature of your soul, your needs, and you're basically going to be able to understand each other without even talking to one another. That may not turn or develop in a love relationship. It may become, you may become very best friends, but bottom line is that you are going to end up or having around a person that will have the capacity to truly love you. So that was the collective reading. And now a few notes about the show before I move forward. This show will contain a 12 generalized readings for the star signs. So they aren't going to be your personal readings, although uh, depends on what kind of a star sign you are, born under, where your moon lies, and what your rising sign is. If you listen to these three readings, you will get a very wide perspective on uh, and personalized perspective how that waning moon is going to affect you personally. But for a personal reading, you can always go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And in that personal reading, obviously, your individual and personal situations are going to be read about. If you do enjoy these shows and you do wish to support the channel, you can do so using um, the subscribe button. Okay, subscribe for the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like, comment on the video as well if you feel the need to do so. And if you think that these videos may help someone you know, you can share it with them as well. And if you do wish to support the stream financially, you can do so using Super Chat or a PayPal. The PayPal link you can find in the description down below as well. And anyone who does so is going to have personalized reading at the end of the stream, just like Yasmin did. Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Thank you, Yasmin. Taco, thank you for the 22. Thank you, Taco. And News Devon, thank you for the £5. Thank you, News Devon. Jasmine, thank you for the $20. Thank you. Let me put you girls into the list. Um, by the way, Yasmin, I sent you an email about your purchase. I will send it to you tomorrow. So I just don't know how much that data I have, and I didn't want to risk it. Right. All right, the first star sign that I'm going to read for, that will be Aries. You can keep up what star sign I'm reading for through the glyph being displayed right there. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your understanding, Yasmin. Um, Eight of Cups, it is the first one for Aries, followed by the second card of the Six of Cups, and the last one that's going to be Nine of Cups. It's That phase of the moon, you will be involved in something you will generally love, okay? Like you will be involved in a partnership that you will love, or in a project that you will love, in a job that you will love. And the thing it is that the concept of it, these couple of weeks, is going to be that is a one-time thing. Like this is something temporary. And throughout these couple of weeks, you would wish to be something permanent. And permanent shall be, but this change of concept will happen on a later stage. So, long story short, it is that this phase of the moon will gift you a fulfillment, a life fulfillment, and happiness that first is going to be a short term one, but through your performance and through your dedication, through your commitment into it, you will be able to transform it into a long lasting one, for as long as you put the effort to maintain it, really. But at first, you will have that quote unquote confirmation that say it's you're just the backup plan, something like that. It will be an awful feeling, like say I can't date the person I really want, so I'm gonna date you. And in the process of these couple of weeks, by dating you, that person realizes that you are the better match, and so they will leave the one that they have kind of like chosen as a primary date, and will keep on dating you into the future. No different than, you know, two people that are flirting with each other kind of like get on the wrong foot for the time being, and one replaces the other with another subject, and realizes that that other subject is pretty much better for them, but it realizes that on a later stage. We have seen that in so many movies, right? Like off the top of my hand, the first Spider-Man, or off the top of my head. I'm sorry, not my hand, but my head. Chandra, thank you for the 20. Thank you. Let me put you into the list, and at the end of the stream, you're gonna have your personalized reading. So don't discourage. It's my point, Aries. Just because at first you don't have the confirmation that this well of happiness is going to be there to stay. It will be there to stay. Just kind of like you need to show what you're truly made of for them, for the well of happiness. Right, next, Taurus. The Fool, Six of Cups, again. And then we do have Four of Pentacles. Mm. For you, Taurus, this transit of the moon is going to be a bit stressful. Well, if I was Taurus, it would have been a lot, very stressful for me. And the reason for that, at least according to these cards, to this particular elemental dignity, the Fool with the Four of Pentacles, is that it will come to your attention that a future, oh my God, it's rough saying it, but a future that you worked for, it's not guaranteed at all. Basically, it's not insured at all. That is no different than being promised a promotion and you think it's promised just to you, just to realize in the next couple of weeks that there are like several people that that promotion was promised on. In fact, I have watched on the news a real estate scam recently that very well fits within that profile. These cards are showing like people buying a property, flats in in a closed complex, just to find out that their flats was resold to another entity. So basically, there are two owners now: the people that bought the apartments and kind of like someone else. And now they have to kind of like lead legal battles to basically win back what they have paid for. They thought that their apartments are insured, but they aren't. And so you got to be very careful in the next couple of weeks where you are betting your horses at, right? Other than that, this waning phase of the moon will open you up for a lot of new stuff and especially friends. So if you are up to befriending people and if you feel like you do need a fresh social circle, a more quantity of a friends, this is the time where you just open up for the world, like go out socializing, use more the social media and so on, and you will attract people that will expect nothing from you, as you will not be expected to uphold some kind of criteria and some kind of responsibilities. So these relationships, these friendships or be friendships will happen on a very light stage, and simply they are going to be easygoing. And the best thing you can do in these couple of weeks is let your muse fly and follow it, and you will find a pretty good way moving forward. What should be your next goal, so to speak? So you're going to come up with a new path in life. Now, whether you're going to start walking it next couple of weeks or not, it is entirely up for you to decide. But you will see that there is nothing certain. Basically, that waning phase of the moon for you, Taurus, is to teach you a lesson that no matter how much of a precautionary measures you take, there is nothing certain in this life. The only things certain in these lives are the taxes and death. That's simply it. And you just have to sometimes act on a whim and come up with a solution to whatever predicament life faces you with. Okay, next, that will be Gemini. Queen of Cups, Three of Swords, Ace of Wands. It's a pretty simple read. So the good, rather like the positive elements of dignity for you, Gemini, is this one. And it shows that things aren't as bad as you think they are. They aren't as bad as you are making them to be. And through the other elemental dignity of your reading, which is that one, Queen of Cups with the Ace of Wands, you definitely don't have to change any concepts. And the plans that you may think have been ruined actually can be followed up with. And you don't have to kind of like do different, how can I put it into words? You don't have to do different stuff. Like you don't have to try to find a different date, or you don't have to try to find a different job, a different client, a different project, and so on and so forth. Even things right now may be a bit on the second gear, so to speak. You may have a relationship that is on the wrong foot right now. You can definitely change posture in the next couple of weeks, and the best way to do so is to diminish the sharp tongue that you may be having toward these people, not being able to basically gnash your teeth and swallow up some statements you want to make. Through that, the other entity, the entity from the other side, say that is your spouse, say that is a friend you have, say that is your boss, will be able to put themselves in your shoes and live through what you are going to right now, sympathize and give you the breather you need, and also restore a possibilities that you may have thought you have lost. And that way, the initial plans you have for your job, for your career, for your love life will be able to be fulfilled. It is also a fantastic time for you to make also a new friends. One of them is going to stand out, which is going to be a person you can trust with your life, and they will be very, very discreet with your personal status and also what you're going through. So you can share with that person a very intimate information. Okay, going forward, Cancer. The Aeon, Judgment, Justice, I'm sorry. The Aeon is Judgment, then we do have Justice, and then is Four of Swords. This waning phase of the moon for you, Cancer, is going to be a period of a massive breakthrough because throughout these couple of weeks, into the situations or the undertakings that you don't know what to do. Then, for example, you fight with your spouse, they accuse you of something, you want to get things straight, and fix the situation in between you two, but you just don't know what to do, right? We all have been in those situations. Or there is a pretty bad mistake made at work and you just don't know what to do, how to fix it. Well, in these couple of weeks, through consultations, you may be consulting with a very loyal companion, with a professionalist, or whatever the case. You will come up with a pretty solid strategy how that can be done. What I mean, how you can fix the mess you are in, and bear in mind that may not be a mess that you have created. That mistake could have been done with by a colleague that is no longer working with you, but the mess is something you have to clean up if it is about work. Or maybe your spouse feels very bad because and it's in a depression because they aren't doing well at work, and you just don't know what to do in order to uplift their spirit and break that depression they have. Okay, well, in the next couple of weeks, through again a profound conversations and consultations, you're going to come up with a strategy that will give you the, so to speak, the answer and the result of making progress in that department that you don't know what to do right now, though is going to be a very demanding strategy. So that is something that will require a big commitment and a following the steps that you're going to come up with by the letter. There is no improvisation being involved. There is going to be a lot of decision making points, and all of the decisions you got to take the accountability for the choices you make, and also you need to be accountable towards yourself as well. So there are going to be difficult decisions for you, but long story short, you will have your answer for what you need to do, okay, in order to either fix the mess, improve your situation, and move forward in general, make a breakthrough. But again, a demanding process that is going to be. Okay, next one, Leo. King of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. There isn't much to be said, really. That is because these couple of weeks are all about the finishing touches. The finishing touches about the project, about the plan, okay, about capitalizing on the date, whatever you're going through right now. These finishing touches are going to produce when you're done. The final results is going to exceed your expectations, at least according to these cards, tenfold, meaning that if these finishing touches are about making a relationship, that relationship is going to be far more harmoniously flowing than you have expected. If these finishing touches are about signing up a client, that client can produce for your business far more than you have expected. If these finishing touches are about, say, renovating your home, the end result is going to be far better than you have expected. It's just the payoff will be far bigger than your expectations. You will return your investments 10, maybe even 100-fold. And there will be a stepping stone for you to make a huge leap in development, primarily career, but it also could be applied for personal development. So that is for you, Leo. I mean, you will make a very solid gains in these couple of weeks. Next, that will be Virgo. The Judgment again. Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Now it's a complicated one. can you explain that? So let me try to give you a perspective. Mm, this waning moon, you will find yourself in a position that it is saying not ideal. Like, I don't know, you may not have the full resources you need, um, or you may be separate with, say, the person you are in love with by distance. I mean, um, like you may not, the preferred specialist may not be available for you, at least for these couple of weeks, and so on and so forth. My point is that while there will be a development in progress, you will have that. Uh, it's not even a desire, it's more like a concept to wait for a better circumstances. Okay. And if you do so, then you're going to miss your chance. Like these waning moon is the moment where you gotta work with what you have, even if you aren't very happy with what you have to work with. And doing so, you will be able to make a massive improvement and get ahead of everyone else, get ahead of your competition, so to speak, in a dating stage, in career stage, in a social stage as well. And again, while the results within these couple of weeks may not be as good as you wanted them to be, there will be more than enough basically to clear a path in front of you for a relationship, for a job, for a promotion, for a raise, for a leading position, and so on and so forth. So it's important not to wait for the perfect moment to be, or rather, like not to wait to be at the perfect place in the perfect moment with the perfect people, but just work with what you have in these couple of weeks, and you will be able to clear, like I said, a path for yourself toward a, so to speak, success. Sometimes, waiting, um, it's a sure option for failure, and that is the moment for you. That is the moment where you gotta step up and act. And the situation is going to be like you do have a few options available in front of you, but none of them is going to be satisfiable. Like every option involves some kind of a compromise that you have to make. And this compromise is going to be on a matter um, of well, that is something that English language doesn't have, because this is the thing. Okay, when you aren't, say you have a product that you aren't selling, and in English you say you are losing money on it, while in my language you aren't losing money, you're just not making money. Losing money is like you are having those money and you are losing them, they're leaking out, while making money is, not making money is different. And here is the key point. So the compromise is about not making rather than losing, right? So there is going to be always compromise for you involved, but the right option for you is a compromise of not making rather than compromise of gaining one for losing another. Okay, so I hope that I was able to make my points across here. Okay, next one, that will be Libra. Death, 9 of Wands, the Sun. Thank you, Amelia. So for Libra, there will be an aspect that you will really, really want to fit into your life. Like, for example, uh, a hobby that you thoroughly enjoy, but it is something incompatible with your lifestyle currently. And for example, say you have to be on a specific nutritional diet and you do want to train climbing, okay? But this diet is prescribed by your doctor and it's contrary to what climbers need to eat. So you would really have the wish to incorporate, that is just for example that hobby, but this is going to worsen your life significantly. So that waning moon for you is all about temptations and all about letting go of things that simply doesn't work for you, but you do have a emotional and sentimental value attached to it. Well, it's not emotional, it's more like a passionate attachment to it. You feel passionate about climbing walls, say, or hiking, while you may have, just for example, cardiovascular issues, okay, and so on and so forth. And I'm not saying that this is going to be related with your health, just that is the first thing that came on the top of my head as an example. It could be that you really, really like someone, you are very passionate about that person, but their lifestyle is very toxic to yours and they don't want to change, you can't change, so it's something that you just have to let go of. And here is the thing, okay, because of the Sun card to the Death, all right, this thing was interesting to you because it presented a completely different way of going about your life, that it is not, at least according to these two couple of cards, not your natural, it's not compatible with your natural development. And if somehow, okay, you omit yourself in terms of personality, and at all costs you do incorporate, say, that person or say that hobby, very quickly you will see that because of them nothing else freaking work, and then you're going to be forced to kick them out of your life um, on a forceful terms, while right now you can just say no and go along. So what will happen after that is that it will be replaced with something that works, which is same in nature. Like the hobby is going to be replaced by an interest with another hobby that this time around is going to be completely compatible with your lifestyle. The person that you're passionate about will be replaced with another one that you again are going to be passionate about, but this time around is going to be compatible with your lifestyle, and so on and so forth. So you just have to pass on to the next thing. And then things are going to work out, at least according to these cards. Okay, next, Scorpio. Knight of Swords, 3 of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Mm. So this waning moon will prove to us, the Scorpio, that there is a partnership which cannot go any further. That may be intimate partnership, it could be friendship, it could be business partnership, but the reason why it cannot go any further is because we'll be in a stage where we have outgrown our current state and we will want something bigger, something more, like a bigger business, like a bigger position at work, a bigger commitment, and so on and so forth. But the other side, the other entity, say our boss, say our spouse, and I'm saying our because I am Sun in Scorpio, say our friend does not, it's not like they cannot, but they do not want to offer it to us. And the reason why is because it will not gonna work for them. Simply they don't see any value in us being promoted, in us being salary being raised, in us being improved in terms of relationship, okay, in us being given the lead. And so to us, the only logical choice here will be to seek our improvement and growth somewhere else. So for the Scorpio, these couple of weeks are going to be weeks where some of us are going to change their job, others are going to change their partnership, third are going to change certain friends of theirs, third are going to choose to go along alone. Either of these choices that are going to come up to us, or these options that we're going to choose, are going to be options that will be fine with them, right? So we're going to have the emotional fulfillment that we have done the right thing for us. And to top it all off, these options are going to work very well for us. They will lead to a challenge, which is on a good side of the spectrum. Like, that is not a challenging problem. This is a challenging task, which through that challenge, we will grow in skill, we will grow in knowledge, we will grow in performance, we will grow in influence, in power, and everything that this challenge represents. And the only thing that is going to be left in the past is someone that just couldn't keep up. All right, next, Sagittarius. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Um, it's a situation. Hello, Lisa. Welcome to the stream. So you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're shooting yourself a little bit in the foot. Not crippling shot, but still a painful one. It concerns a partnership that you're gonna grow to figure out that you could have struck a better terms, and that is gonna be something which you're gonna strive for in the next couple of weeks, just to find out that that will be not an option anymore. Simply the development of that partnership is far beyond the point of changing terms of terms of use, so to speak. So you just have to be, you're going to be left working with the current terms of engagement, so to speak. But What you need to know it is that the other entity of the partnership, whether it's a company that you're working with, okay, whether it's a coworker and so on and so forth, they're going to be upholding the agreement, not just only by the letter, but also by spirit as well. And this will have a possibilities for you which thus far you haven't explored. And these couple of weeks are all about you figuring out those possibilities and exploring them. And even though you wouldn't be able to change the terms of conditions, the current terms are going to work better than you have anticipated or than you are seeing right now. These may be also a terms of lease. They could be terms of living with someone, like you may have a roommate and you come up to terms how to use the kitchen, how to use the empty room and so on and so forth, and you may want to change the terms. That will be impossible right now, but still you're going to have a better possibilities than the one you're capitalizing on right now. And these couple of weeks are all about you finding out about those possibilities and hopefully utilizing them. Okay, next, that will be Capricorn. First one is going to be the King of Swords. It says knight here, but knights in that deck are kings in the traditional one. Uha! Six of Wands. It is the second one. And then we do have a Six of Pentacles, getting far ahead than it was meant for you to be at. So this is all about these couple of weeks breaking the chain of command, breaking the ladder of the hierarchy, so to speak, through a very carefully executed strategy that you're either going to come up with very soon or you are already having in your mind, executing it flawlessly, immaculately, which is going to bring recognition, is going to bring you power, and is going to bring you huge rewards, which are going to be a milestone that you can step on and basically break the ladder of the hierarchy. Certain promotion, a certain date that it is beyond your expectations again, and so on and so forth. So you will be massively rewarded within the next couple of weeks for the flawless execution and managing, I can't really say a crisis, but say a precarious situation or an undertaking. So that will be a massive breakthrough for you, Capricorn. Okay, next, Aquarius. Six of Pentacles, Nine of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. For you is going to be fear, okay? A fear that you are not gonna make the cut. Either you're not gonna make the cut with dating, either you're not gonna make the cut at work, or into the competition, so to speak. And within these couple of weeks, there will be a person or an entity which will reassure you that even if you do not make the cut, whether you're going to make the cut or not remains to be seen. Okay. But this entity is going to reassure you that even if you don't make the cut, there is still going to be a place for you, say beneath the sun. For example, even if you don't make the cut at work and you are laid off, right? you will gonna have a place to go and work. Or if you don't make the cut in your love life and you're not the chosen one, so to speak, there is still someone that is gonna want you, and so on and so forth. So you're gonna have your possibilities, even if things doesn't go your way. And with that Nine of Swords to the Six of Pentacles, okay, like here, these two cards are as a combo, as an elemental dignity. They speak about the fear of failure, like being so afraid to act, and that way missing chances. Like if you like someone, okay, being so afraid to divulge that you do like that person, being afraid of denial, that someone else beats you to it. They tell that person that they want to date with them, and that person say, okay, I don't have anyone to date with, so why don't we try? And kind of like you, after that, you battering yourself because you just wasn't the one to take on that option. And that's why for those of you who fight off that fear of denial, of a failure, you're not going to have to go through making the cut. You're simply going to beat everyone to it, and you're going to be the first. But again, you will have to overcome the fear of denial, failure, rejection, and so on. And last but not least, that will be Pisces. Uh, Knight of Wands, the Devil, King of Wands. There are so many things happening here, and there is a person involved in all of them. So I guess I should just calm them down. Mm. So what happens here is that there will be someone that is gonna step in for you, someone that is gonna stand out from the rest. Which person you're gonna have a very, very good time with. You're gonna laugh together, you're going to spend quality time together, you're going to entertain each other, and so on and so forth. And the reason why is that this one knows how to have fun, they know how to enjoy life, and they will pass on that contagious to you. And so you're going to start enjoying life even more while you're around them. This person as well is going to spark some kind of an ambition into you. So they will be an example for how to make or what can you achieve in business, example, how can you be in your love life. And you would want to kind of like try out that ambition, but currently you wouldn't have the answer how to start, because their situation and their conditions are going to be very different than yours. They may have the money you don't, they may have the connections you don't, and so on and so forth. And while you are going to see that manifesting that ambition is very possible, the option how to at first will not gonna come up right away, and you will have that time to kind of like try out different options available until you come up with the one that is gonna work for you. So on that front, this is going to be a very, very enterprising transit. One issue you're going to have with that person is that they aren't very compromising individual. They do have a high standards, they do have a high expectations, and if you don't fit with those standards or those expectations, you're simply not good for them. Additionally to it, they do not accept no for an answer, right? So they point with a finger and they do expect to be followed. So that is also something that you're gonna have to put up with. And can I put it into words here? The big thing that you're gonna realize, which I guess it's something very positive, is that if it becomes too much, you can pretty much fulfill all that on your own. You can have a good time on your own. You can kind of like be ambitious on your own. You can reach the very end or kind of like um, go through all the process again on your own. So you simply don't need them. They are going to be completely optional. That person is going to be completely optional, but just the passion that they're going to ignite is going to be something which is going to mesmerize you to them. And it will be difficult to pull away, but again, if things become way too much for you, you can definitely do so. Don't forget that. So that was for Pisces. And now the super chat is going to be conducted after a couple of minutes. Anyone who supported and is about to support the stream through super chat or through PayPal, which link you can find again in the description down below, is about to have a personalized reading right about now. First one that we are starting with, that's going to be Yasun. You're welcome, Lisa. Those are the cards for you. Two things. They may both take place or one of the two, okay? What is most certain is that there is a big business coming in. And that big business is going to be an expense of a small one. Like, I don't know, a small investor being replaced with a big one, or a small client being replaced with, again, a big one. But you're going to have to work, okay, with a very authoritarian entity. And at first, the gains for you are going to be small on the material front, Yasmin, but on the influential front, they are going to be a big thing. So these are a couple of weeks where you're going to start working with an entity through which you can build a strong name. And the other thing that this waning moon is going to present you with, or can present you with, is change in command. Like your direct supervisor, for example, or someone from the higher ups is going to leave or is going to be let go of. And the reason for it is because of, say, doing things different way. And that is going to normalize the routine, the structure, and the chain of command and the code of conduct at your job. But we're talking definitely about work and about a big business coming in the next couple of weeks that you're going to be involved in. What is going to be your involvement? Again, at first, is going to be a small involvement that is going to gradually increase, but you presenting yourself better and better in it, growing in influence, and to a point where probably, well, I hope so. That is something you want. But even if it doesn't, this replacement is going to be quite positive for you. Through it, a lot of unnecessary, say, procedures are going to be taken off. Okay, kind of like uh, unnecessary performances are going to be omitted. So the work will become much, much more effective, and also the end results can be far better than they are right now. You may not even learn about the replacement because that could be someone from much higher ups than your direct boss, but it's you're going to feel it into the change of code of conduct. All right, next one, Taco. You're welcome. But yeah, you definitely, Yasmin, you're going to make some name for yourself in these couple of weeks. Those are your cards, Taco, the Lenormand cards. So, a man from your surroundings, from your immediate surroundings, from your social, will want to commit in something with you. That may be a small business. We're going to see through tarot what that commitment actually is going to be, but they will want to commit with you. By that commitment will be, how can I put it into words? It's going to be presented through you being given benefits in advance. Okay. Like no different than take this one. This one, the first one is for free. Okay. Hey, other bee. Kenny, thank you for the 20. No, thank you, Kenny. Let me put you into the stream. Hold on a second, Taco. Um, right. So this commitment from that man, those are the cards that signify it, will return an old ways that will make things comfortable for you and are gonna bring, say, old times in a much better conditions than before. It's a bit cryptic, but that is something that should make sense to you, because I'm not going through that thing. But let's put it that way. Currently, you do have a situation that you aren't, say, the circumstances aren't favorable about, for you, and they will reverse, like they will become favorable again, because this person is going to fill up the empty gap. Like maybe you have lost a partner and you are about to have a partner, or maybe you have lost a supplier and you are about to have a supplier again, or you may have lost a friend and you are going to have a friend again. But that is going to be a man that will want to make a commitment towards you and with you, and they will be the first one to extend a hand. And again, this commitment will improve, um, your condition in the social realm. Okay, next, that will be Jasmine. You're welcome, Zako. I hope you have a great one. And it's delicious. How do you like your steaks, though? Do you like them rare, medium, well done? All right, those are the cards for you, Jasmine. So within these couple of weeks, you're gonna have a very important phone call with a woman that it is connected with you. Maybe connected by blood, maybe connected through the circumstances, but that is a woman that it is uh, things depends on her, and you will be awarded with something, with gains. And the conversation is going to be all about how this woman can take advantage of these gains. Like, for example, if you have a raise in salary, that woman is going to call you and is going to ask you for money. If you gain in influence, that woman is going to call you and is going to ask you for a favor, and so on and so forth. And it's going to be a conversation where you have to decide on a whim what you're going, how you are going to proceed, whether you're going to help that woman or whether you're going to keep the spoils for yourself. That may be someone that you're working with and they have been hiding like a snake under the bushes while you have pulled the heavy lifting, and now they are asking for their share, of the spoils. But you will have the final say how those spoils are going to be spread out, if spread out at all. And according to these cards, you have to reward yourself first according to what you feel is fair, because within these couple of weeks while the moon is waning, your sense of righteousness is going to be completely aligned with the justice of the universe. So what you think it's right someone to receive, that is what is going to be marginally right compared to the efforts they had put it in. And the tough part is going to be you being firm, standing your ground, showing a strong backbone, and saying no if you kind of like feel that the demands of that woman are a bit ridiculous. But I do believe that is going to be the favor thing rather than the money. Like she's going to ask you for a favor, and whether you're going to agree or not, it is entirely up for you to decide. But whatever it is, whatever your decision is, you should be firm about it. But the nice part of all that, it is the rewards. The reason why she's calling you is because you are going to be rewarded for an effort you have placed in. Okay, next, that will be Chandra. All right, Chandra, those are your cards. Eight of Cups, Ten of Swords, the Empress. Uh, this waning moon, a person you trust, it's about work, okay? A person you trust in your work will not going to produce as fast as you want them to be. So they are gonna put you in a precarious situation, and because the results that you are counting on them to produce are going to be delayed. They're going to come about, but again, delayed. And you may think that this is quite unfortunate, but actually is going to play very well in your favor. Because while these results are delayed and everything associated with them is going to be delayed as well, like taking on a major choice based on these results, because that is what is going to be at stake here. You will have to make a major decision about your work and about your business based on these results. And the thing is that if they came at the time you wanted them to came, you wouldn't have had the option that actually is going to give you a long-term perspective about your business. So basically, because these results got delayed, you're going to have a better way how to capitalize on them when they come about. Just to give you an example, let's say you do have a person you have entrusted to sign a client, and you hope that this client is going to be signed by the end of the week, but that person that you have entrusted the deal with, it's kind of like loitering around, or it seems like they're loitering around while they're actually waiting the client to be at the best mood possible, right? And while you may not get the deal by the end of the week, the moment you do get the deal will open up a better possibilities for you into the future. It's going to be a more lasting one than what could have been if it was signed up right now. It's going to be signed under a better condition. It's going to give you a breather, and is going to increase the trust you have into that person even more. And to top it all off, is going to give you a back door if things start, not getting your way. So have trust in your employee that you have entrusted with a very, very important job. Okay, next, that will be Kenny. You're welcome. Right, those are your cards, Kenny. So you're gonna feel betrayed, although I don't think that this is going to be actual betrayal. that you are going to become a victim of. It's just that you are going to feel betrayed. Because this is what takes place here according to these cards. You will give a lot from yourself. I do think that we're talking about job here, work. Um, that you're gonna put a lot from yourself, and you're gonna be paid or compensated exactly for what you signed for, although you're gonna give more than you have signed for. So basically, the written word that you have placed will be kept by the book, not by the spirit. But the thing is that you will be that kind of a person that just can't leave the job halfway done. So you're going to feel compelled to give more. And after that, being quite disappointed that you are just getting, what you have signed for while you have put it more from yourself. And it will feel very unfair and very, how can I put it into words, very unnatural. Bear in mind that may not be about your job. It's about work, but may not be about your job. For example, you may have agreed with a neighbor to help them for a certain amount of money with, say, their loan, or say, the renovation that they are doing, or to some kind of friend. And while you did more than you have agreed on, they are paying you exactly what you have agreed on, and it will feel like a betrayal. Of course, you can avoid that by negotiating. And while you may not get the job, it is going to be kind of better if you put your efforts into something you're going to feel satisfied with, rather than to wasting them into something that's going to make you feel like being taken advantage of. It will involve real estate. Okay, so it may be even a proposal or a signed um, document, or kind of like an email from a relative. Okay, so be careful with the closest people, relative by a blood, right? So be careful with that kind of interactions in the next couple of weeks. Other than that, Kenny, if you do put your commitments in what you believe has or holds value for you, then you're not gonna mistake with it, and you're gonna get exactly what you put into them. So you will have return in those departments. Okay, and last but not least, that will be news Devon. You want to know what's coming your way. So let's have a look. I gotta make a Lenormand draw for it. Those are the cards. This is going to be a little success with government institutions that will create problems elsewhere. Like you make, um, for example, say you are uh, going through court with say a relative. That is just for example, just to make my point across how it may play out. Say with a family member, and while you may make some slight gains in the case like it's a government institution, that is going to make create bigger problems within the family for you. Or, you may get slight gains with IRS, but to worsen your financial state, and so on and so forth. So that is what's coming your way. Being on a better terms with the government is going to create a bigger issues for you. So I don't know what to advise you here. I mean, with the government, you always gotta be straight. So I don't know. I don't know how you will be able to. And these bigger problems doesn't have to be that bigger of a problems, but still they will be a bigger issues than the gains. Maybe with a small margin, but still a bigger issues. It could be about the inheritance as well, right? I mean, making your case. Um, getting a small improvement for it, getting further ahead in terms of the eyes of the government that you are eligible for it, and that will worsen again some kind of relationship with a family member that thinks that they deserve a part of your share. It's just off the top of my head. But yeah, there is an authority being involved. I do believe it's about the government in certain way. So yeah, let's see. All right, guys and girls, uh, you're welcome. This is gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching and also for your generosity. We're gonna see each other Thursday, which I'm gonna have a stable internet at that point, hopefully. And at that point, the subject of Thursday, what is Thursday? Hold on a second. Thursday is 9th. Um, ooh, 9th. What is Sunday? 12th. Probably is going to be what we need to know. Because the next transit is all the way up until 13th of October, Venus in Libra, so we do have a gap, and probably is going to be what we need to know. Yeah, so with that said, we're going to see each other Thursday, and until then, bye.